Okay, today Neovim kickstart with snacks. It's like a multiple plugins all in one. So should be fun. Should be fun with a little Neovim config. I don't know on the workflow side of things what else I can do on this side. I'm really being strongly pulled back into the Linux realm a bunch, just because I really like having end-to-end control. But I mean, the Mac's fine for portability. You know, having the portable laptop's nice. Yeah, so I kind of go back and forth on this. But yeah, last stream we did, I think, Universal Wayland Session Manager and wrapping Hyperland inside of that. That was good. Seems to be working well. I actually did that on the main system inside, and that's been good. So, yeah, so be it. All right, so, Abs, how's it going? I need to pull up and get a few things done. So, we did get one pull request from yesterday as well.
Yeah, well,
what was that?
The dude abides.
Dragon Skies. How's it going, brother? Thank you so much for the sub. Let's pull it up. I'm a little bit scatterbrained today, so word of warning. Let's go Neovim in old GitHub. Neovim with some workflow looking at. And I was looking at workflow in Linux as well. There's still a couple things in my Linux config which I have just kind of been bugging me. Specifically, and this kind of harkens back to my Neovim as well, tying in image generation. And honestly, that's the same with, I don't know if I can make a universal function for both Wayland and also Mac OS that could capture images from the clipboard, make a WebP file, and then put it in the corresponding directory. These are all good ideas. You might be thinking, well, that's just impossible to do anywhere. I've already done it on Xorg. That's why it's like kind of hard. Oh, I was messing around with Porting Kit too. If you're unfamiliar with Porting Kit, it's like a wine wrapper for Mac OS. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. So, what's that? Huh. Anywho, it's messing around with that. Pull origin here. We're gonna try out the new snacks. Let's showcase that PR first. So let's go to close. This is from Phoenix, actually. Not yet, Nav. Not yet. But we've only been live for a couple minutes. Give me time. And I wanted to kind of review what we've changed. First off, Telescope goes to the trash heap. Telescope has been replaced with oil, which I haven't ever used oil. So, I don't know. I really don't know if that's how that's gonna work. So I'm gonna have to learn oil a little bit. I'm unfamiliar with it, so I'm gonna sit there and probably bash it a bit and finally come around after using it a bunch. But mostly all the telescope references were completely redone by Picker from Snacks. So I was like, okay. I really didn't use that portion of Telescope very much. However, I did use the file browser a ton. And this is what I'm more worried about, is switching from Telescope file browser to oil. So that's going to be interesting. And autosave. Seriously, F this. It should be 6 lines of Lua or something. Yeah. True, but I was just like, oh well, whatever, it's there, I'll toss it in, it works, it does it. True's in, we got rid of Snacks has its own Zen mode, which I don't know about, but we're going to try that out. And as far as Snacks configuration, we will be using image and picker from Snacks. I don't see anything else really. So mainly just image and picker, which is cool. So let's relaunch, see what we get, and probably just do a clean and then an update. So we'll clean everything, and then let's just do an update just to have should be fine. Will that just update? Okay, cool. So now we're up to date. Then let's also do a check health. Make sure everything is working right. PNG paste is not enabled. We've got to redo image clip. We already talked about that earlier. Should be good. So yeah, let's first look at oil, I suppose. I just want to make sure we're perfectly healthy before we go into here. Lure rocks, yeah, it always errors. I just don't have it. Magic K is not installed. Okay, so let's go brew, install Magic K. I will say, God, I always miss Graphics Magic K. I think Graphics Magic K is what we'll need. The graphics package managers in Linux are just so much better. Brew's cool, but I'm glad it exists, because without it, I'd just be like, nope. But it is slow. Super shell oil. Don't know oil, actually. Okay. Let's look at the documentation behind Neovim oil as well, because I don't know what the hell we're using. It was just added. It's a file explorer. Edit your file system like a buffer. Oh, shit. I don't ever use buffers in Neovim either. All right, let's see the demo. It's 30 seconds long. All right. Here we go. What the hell is going on with this? God, I already don't like this. What? Why would I want this? Agreed. Okay, let's... Before I pass complete judgment, that looked awful as a demonstration. It was so bad. I was like, oh, a buffer-based file explorer? Okay. That sounds just awful on its head. Alright, let's look at File Explorer View or some shit. Let's see. Why? Okay. This guy loves vinegar, oil and vinegar. Okay. Why would I want to use oil versus any plugin? You like to use netrw like view to browse directories, opposed to file tree. I gotta say I like file tree better. And you want to be able to edit your file system like a buffer. Also, not me. Not a strong start. And you want to perform cross-directory actions. Okay. I mean, maybe. If you don't need those functions specifically, check out the alternatives listed below. I think we're gonna be checking out some alternatives. I'm just, but it's we need to give it a shot. We at least need to pull it up just to see how it feels. Because sometimes I pass judgment on something and then I use it and then I'm like, oh my god, why? This is actually really good. Not seeing that just yet, but again, I'd much rather read the documentation, figure out how to use it, and then pass judgment. Having a hard time right now. Okay. No, tree view does not exist. So you can use a lot of these. Snacks has its own file explorer that we'll probably end up on, but let's take a look. Let's first see what our new hotkeys are for oil. Shoot, man. Oil. Okay, so here's oil. Key map set looks to be in and then hyphen or leader O for toggle float. Open parent directory with oil. This is just oil float. What else do we have? Okay. Any other hotkeys? No, just so only really two hotkeys. It looks like in and dash, and then, or actually no, it just looks like dash, and then we also have leader O. So two hotkeys. Let's try it. All right, let's go in Vim. That looks weird. I already kind of missed my alpha dashboard. Is that no editor? See, this is why I always just why I like my dashboard. I'll bring back alpha. Bringing back alpha. That's one thing about the PR I can't do. So let's go. Okay, that's not that bad. So let's say we want to jump over to what? Wait, what? What? Wait, what's happening here? All right, let's go to temp, or let's just go to like downloads, right? Let's say. Oh. Well, that's not so bad. So if we go D and then plus delete. Oh no. Wait, what happened there? Why is it picking 3 things now? Huh. Okay. The weird thing is it's not showing. So we're moving porting kit to porting kit. Hotkeys are takes some getting used to. I don't necessarily hate it though. So if we go, so it's meant to just go all keyboard. I wonder how you do a search in it. Maybe you don't do a search. What if, okay, so I can't Zoxide over to my projects. Oh. A little weird. A little weird. Yeah, you're editing names of files as you would be in a buffer. Yeah. I got that. That's kind of wild. I really just don't like it. I'm just gonna, I've got to change it. I gotta change it. I'm just not I don't grasp buffers that well already in Neovim, and then adding file into there, it's just too dangerous for me. I'm too much of a smooth brain to handle oil at this time. We gotta wait till we get get better at it. Okay, so I have fuzzy finding I need to fix. Shoot, I think I'm just gonna edit, and we're gonna complete heresy here. We're gonna open up Neovim config in VS Code and fix this. It's awful. we're gonna enter Neovim in VS Code. Oh no. No, you're not. That is awful. But it's pretty funny. Okay, oil is not in this file. So if we go into Lua custom snacks, I want to say, or actually let's go in it. So here's the oil or mini files if you desperately want a tree viewer snacks explorer. So what's mini files? Let's also look at that. What's up, LoJack? Yeah. It's interesting. All right, navigate and manipulate file system, part of the mini NVIM library. Oh, that's interesting. Let's see its demo before we go crazy and install it. God, this guy's font is insane. It's kind of old school. It kind of reminds me of like the 90s with like QBasic and that type of file and feel. I don't hate it. It's not so bad. Thing I need is searching of directories though. Like I use fuzzy finding a ton. It's how I get around. So I needed to search the main directory and nested directories. That's what Telescope did for me in that Explorer. So I'm kind of curious, what the hell Snacks Explorer look like? Let's look at Snacks Explorer as well. Because that looks interesting. Can't install MacUtil. You gotta launch it from your terminal. I need to do a complete refactor of MacUtil. So for MacUtil, like just to showcase how you launch it, you don't necessarily install it. Let's say you download it. Do I still have it on downloads? I do. Okay. So you see how I have MacUtil Universal right here. Now, most people are so used to like moving this to like applications and launching, which technically we'll get there. It's just I noticed a bug when you don't have some kind of terminal open, it doesn't necessarily work for launching. So let me just show that real fast. So this is how I launch it. You hit Discord, you hit run script. Right. Homebrew's installed, Discord already installed. Right. Everything's right with the world, right? Works great. However, there's some jank told Max in regards to how this was done. And maybe you can just say the jank was how it was coded, but you know, I think what we'll have to do is embed a full-blown terminal inside of it instead of like doing a directory or redirecting output. Finder, Come on, work for me, buddy. Can you go to that directory? Just right there. Why is my left button just not working? Huh. That's strange. It works up here, but I can't click on downloads or double click on downloads. Anyways. Alright, so this time I'm gonna launch it directly from here. For some odd reason my left button's not working. Now, watch what happens when I run the same thing. Now all of a sudden it wants elevation. And it also says homebrew is not installed. So it's not able to read certain things because there's no terminal session. And then it does this weird elevation instead of opening it from the terminal. So that's gonna be a pretty big rewrite. So instead of having like a redirected output, we have to spawn a terminal session inside the application. Which I don't know, that's gonna either be pretty easy or extremely difficult. And that's gonna kinda, it's like, man, I might be better off just making my own installer instead of using homebrew. Which is like the extreme case. But that's kind of what's happening with the Mac Util right now. And I'm just like, damn it. It could have been so easy. It would have been nice. But yeah. Yep, I just merged it, Phoenix. We're about to actually change a lot of it. I can't. Maybe you can shed some light on this. Oh, I need to configure the dashboard from Snacks as well. Since Phoenix is in chat, he's the one that wrote this updated Kickstart plugin, swapping out a few of my plugins that just make me not want to open it up at all. But let's just see. All right. So, whatever. Okay. So in here, I used to open up like find files, but I can't do that anymore. So you have to do oil is how you have it. How the hell do I search this folder in all subdirectories for a file? That's the question I have. And you press SF with leader. Okay, so. Oh. Well, that's nice. So let's say you go GitHub, Neovim, init. Oh. I like that. Okay. And if you're looking at these, let's say we're GitHub website. Interesting. So now it can display like PNGs. Conversion failed at step identify when hovering over PNG. So we got a little bit of a configuration error there. But it still works. Interesting. Okay. Okay. I didn't just delete the folder, did I? Hopefully not. Go GitHub. Okay, cool. Okay. Launch failed. NS underlying error. NS POSIX error domain. Unknown error 11. Launch job spawned failed. Yeah, rigged reality. I don't know what would cause that. Could not be open for an unexpected reason. Oh, sometimes the PNG isn't real, so Snack's images get angry. Also, create a folder in oil. You insert mode, right folder, and then WQ. And then, so if you're in normal mode, you can just do this. So let's say I go into, let's say website, static, or well, Hugo stats. So let's say we're over here, go into insert mode, boom, and then it resets. But if you hit no, it just writes it anyways. So what the hell's the configuration prompt for? Weird. That feels so strange. It's cool. It's a normal NeoGit buffer. Ah. Okay. Okay. So you still have the confirmation prompt, which gets kind of weird, especially if you cancel out of the confirmation prompt. Yes, to rename, I got you. So that's fine. So test.text. Yeah. Rename Hest. Yeah, rename Cest. But if I hit no, it just, it's so strange. Yeah, that's definitely going to take some getting used to. I don't necessarily hate it. It's just different. And we can probably do a search like here. Just go GitHub. GitHub. Okay. Yeah, that's growing on me. I was about to just throw it away just because I was like, I don't understand. And the hotkey for SF, I think I'm going to change to FF and then remove one of my hotkeys as well. So to go here, Neovim, let's go into init. Where would we change that? I want to say probably Titus Kickstart. Let's go down into Lua, or we could just SF and go init. Pull this up. Yeah, telescope. Okay, telescope here. So, I'm just reading. Not so bad. Yeah, reading the shortcuts eventually will happen. You just got to remember all the different hotkeys, which is fine. And then also got to configure my dashboard. I really like Alpha, but I agree with you. If I were already using Snacks and Snacks come with the dashboard, I should just configure that dashboard. I'm such an old man. I'm like, I don't like change. Things are changing. I hate it. It's so weird. It's so weird. The younger you are, I think the easier it is to adopt change. Dang it. Okay. So, let's we got our init. We decided that's probably right here. Now, I'm looking for old versions of telescope. I have an old binding somewhere. Now, where the hell is that binding? I swear I'm still using this old binding, so... Where are you at, telescope? Just go telly. Surely it's gonna pop up. Oh, that's fine. So it would be FF. No pattern. F. So I think the leader key should be... key map. So let's go key map. I think I set it in the key maps file actually. Let's go key map. All right, now better window navigation. So this is where just going through where, oh where, okay, JJ. Here's the telescope, find files. So leader FF, we go telescope, find files. But right now we're using SF. And if we go to like a new tab, let's go snacks, right? So this is where we bound some of it, but the oil bindings are somewhere else, right? Where the hell are those? I wonder. Snacks picker key. Most of this looks like it's just using whatever defaults are assigned. That's fine. So let's go. Oil. And then SG is grep. Oh. It's a very large grep. that's a sizable grep there. Yeah, okay. Oh, SG, and then just do leader, SG. Wait. That's in the key maps binding. And then SG search grep telescope, snacks, Lua, and custom plugins, SGs. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna change some of these. Okay, so yeah, all of it is right there in here. Oh, that's pretty slick, man. I just don't like the SG binding. So let's just change it. So FG, SG. I don't really gonna use that very much. Not gonna use that probably. Find existing buffers. Fuzzy search text. Yep, that's fine. Search in open files. Oh, interesting. So it looks at all the open files and then goes there with that. Very cool. So I'm going to change search files to FF. I just like it better. Search selected snacks. What the hell is that? Oh, it's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, Phoenix. I get you. No, this is a good start. I just needed a little foothold, a little toehold to kind of pique my interest. So this is all good. I just wanted to redo some of my bindings. What about searching projects? I was using like FP to pull in all of my GitHub projects, but that is now gone. So if we look, dang it. Let's go. So before, FP was doing a telescope Zoxide list. So is there another corresponding command for that? Would probably be like oil. What do we have? Oil. Can I use like oil telescope Zoxide? Oh, snacks picker projects is what I need. Really? You thought FF was slower than SF? How does that work? It's interesting. Okay. So when I pull this up, how the hell do you get out of oil? Like, just want to go somewhere else. I guess you find where you're going and then go somewhere else. Ah, or CO? No. Oh, that's lame. I'll have to figure out a better way of exiting oil instead of exiting the entire Neovim experience. That's just a bad setup. So you can't just exit oil. What? And if we go into GitHub, Neovim. What's up, Prof? Not F sharp and subscribe. Yeah, I know. I always bounce around. I got ADD pretty bad. Yeah, Neovim's such a wacky. Like, you gotta really, really love tinkering. And then just the slightest change really fucks with me so hard. It's gonna take me a while to get used to this. God, I really don't like that. So Control C is what you're saying, right? CC is what you're going for here, right? So when I go into oil, I want to get out. Just take me out. Okay. Control C looks to work. Great. Now, That's the buffers. Still not doing that file, which is a little weird. Okay. Let's come into here. I think actually custom key maps. All right, let's try to edit it with the oil. So let's pull up oil. We're gonna go into key maps, or my damn hotkey's not working for the find anymore because I replaced the hotkey and then the hotkey didn't stick because telescope's still bound somewhere in my damn. Yep. That's still bound. I apparently never did that, so let's get rid of these. Now for FP, the Zoxide list is what I want next. So now, okay, we got that gravy. So now we can easily access our smart listing with key mapping. Now, I want to do the same thing, but with projects. Let's look at snacks projects. Snacks projects. Neovim. Oh, Lord. Snacks picker Zoxide. Okay. Yeah. Hello? Oh, thank you, my love. Oh, yes. Looks organic carrots. Oh. My wife brought me a nice, healthy plate of celery, carrots, lunch meat, and hummus. Man. Thank you. Rabbit food, yes. Good for me. Left to my own devices, I'd just be eating chips and pounding energy drinks, probably. I think you prefer using oil as leader key to O. Probably Phoenix. I'll probably bind that. I really kind of like that too. Let's see. If you want stability, don't need anything fancy. Oh, we got some good chat here. If you want stability, I don't need anything fancy for some files or access to the internet. If you want stability, man, I think it just depends on the hardware too. That's a lot of the things too. Some people always obsess over operating system, but stability a lot of time boils down to how good the hardware is. But typically I would go with like a very tried and true, like just Debian stable with very minimal choices. Yeah, stay with Mint or Debian. I agree with Stripe here. Yeah, I think this is what I need. Oh, wait, these are links? No, that's not a valid link. Thought it was a web page. I'm like, wait, no. All right, let's pull up snacks. Again, I just want to look at the documentation behind project. So, snacks. Got Zen. I don't see that. I guess it's picker projects. So. Their Explorer does look sexy, I will say that. Okay, so these are all the arguments you can make during the configuration. Damn it. Fermented herring. I'm sorry, I did put that in there. Happy birthday, though, by the way. Let's see. Okay, there's icons, examples, flash, general. To do comments. It's cool, it has its own to do. I might use that. Picker, pick. So where the hell's the projects? Okay, projects. Okay, here's projects. Open recent projects. Here we go. So has Odin been added to WinUtil? I think so. I think we had it. Isn't that a functional programming language? I haven't ever done anything in Odin. You know, I've used Telescope forever, Titus. But I guess I think Picker's just more universal for like all the new hotness for some of the new plugins. Neovim moves so damn fast. It's a young man's game for sure. They're just constantly changing every plugin, all the recommendations, package management. Staying up with Neovim's a full-time job. It really is. If someone paid me money to like code something, or let's say I had to get work done, there's no chance in hell I'd ever use Neovim. There's just no way. Unless you just like Giga Chad brain like Primogen or some shit. But for us mere mortals, Neovim is just not good. I'm sorry. But that's just the facts. It just changes too much. Us old people, we just want shit to work and be consistent. And it's just not that. I'm talking about Neovim, Phoenix. Oh, sorry. I should put the mic a little bit further away. You're just getting crunch-o-rama. Everything fucking changes. In just Vim in general. Vim to Neovim to fucking... how you install packages. It starts with like Vim plug, then it moved to Mason / lazy git now. Or dude, it has changed so much in just like 2 years. Like most veteran professionals would not use this shit. It's just, I don't get it. I really don't. Like, I want to love Neovim, but real talk here, I just do not see this being viable as a professional. Fucking really. I understand your 10x developers out there using it, but normal people? No way. Here you go. I got a modern Vim book. This was made. This was published in 2018. 2018. You think out of everything in this book made by Drew Neal, shout out Drew Neal, this book, completely worthless. Absolutely worthless. There might be 5 pages in there you could still be inkling of relevance. But over the past 7 years, that book, I could burn it. And it wouldn't, the world would not miss it. Because it's completely irrelevant. That's how much Neovim changes. That's just how much Vim changes in general. It's stupid. Sorry. Small rant. Yeah. Just don't update things. Don't update your system. There you go. Problem solved. Yeah. Great solution. Should never update. Be like George R.R. Martin and use WordStar. Brilliant. Sorry, I'm a little spicy today. I don't mean it. I love you guys. I know. I'm sorry. I was just telling you how I feel. Maybe it's hangriness. It's hangriness. Fuck. Fun fact, 0.12 adds native package management. Maybe we'll stop changing the fucking package manager. Doubt it. But maybe. Oh my god. It's cool, don't get me wrong. Oh god. It hurts so bad. It just hurts so bad. Like, I get it. And I get, like, all the love around Neovim. It's cool. It's a really neat passion project. But I just gotta shit all over it. it's never, it's just not any better than VS Code in so many ways. VS Code is just so damn reliable. Nothing ever really changes. I mean, they add some stuff like, oh, chat with Copilot. Cool, but if you don't want that, you just close the window. It just doesn't require any headspace, any thought. Freaking monkey could use VS Code. That's why it's so good. And just everything in Neovim just changes constantly. If you don't want it to change, don't update. But then if you don't update, shit's just gonna start breaking. Because eventually you're gonna update your system, and your package manager's probably gonna update Neovim. Eventually. Is there an easy port solution to port a package from Arch to any RPM-based distro? Alien doesn't support that. Port from Arch to RPM? Usually everyone's going the other way. Alien, I believe, only goes RPM to Arch-based, like, what is it, like ZST extensions? I don't think I've ever gone from Arch to that. I would imagine... Like, who just designs for Arch? That's weird. Almost everybody doesn't, I would say. But I could be wrong. Man. I'm almost done with my fiberglass. All right, let's look at this and say, hey, grep word. How's the projects work though? Picker projects. All right, I'm done with my rant. I'm getting back to it. Snacks picker projects. Picker. Now, if you're gonna go that route, so we got FG, but let's say. That's just too much. So let's go picker projects. I feel like we can do a little bit more here though with this. So let's look. So we have description. We need to specify the directories we're using though. So I think we can do like a dev. A dev config to specify home GitHub, right? So what would that look like? Just try it out first? Okay. Fair enough. Oh, well, did we not edit that? If we go key maps. Oh, we did leave that in. Okay. My bad. Alright. Alright, FP. Oh, yeah. I guess the default config figures it out. That's fine. Okay, so we have projects, we have finding. We've kind of got... Let's say we go website. God, we're gonna have to do another Neovim revamp. I almost feel like waiting to revamp Neovim now. Wait for the native package manager to get relaunched in 0.12. Yeah. This looks good though. I like snacks. I appreciate it, Phoenix. Just frustration is all. Just lots and lots of frustration. I'm like, oh, lordy. It's kind of funny. It's a little bit funny. All right. I just want to submit those changes. The to-do list for today was to get this instituted, which we pretty much fixed, like just moving around, basic usage of oil. But I don't want to get too far in the weeds on the Neovim config. I think we're just gonna have to pick that up another day, just because I feel like it's about to get completely redone in 0.12. So I don't really want to go full bore on it until we get done with that. Until that's finalized. Just getting there. I really do like Neovim, especially when it comes to config files. But man, for coding, I cannot believe people are even efficient in that. Blows my mind. The leader O is way better for doing oil. Agreed. Okay, yeah. What's mini sessions? Yeah. Getting there, dude. And my tabs still work. Okay, cool. So I can still manage my tabs. I got everything pretty much back how I had it, but with the new hotness, with snacks, with oil. No more telescope, so that's all been updated. But it feels the same. And we now have images. So if I just go like PNG, it does this weird conversion failed to step identify, no command available. That's another bug. Alright, no more celery. We're now moving on to carrots. Gosh. Wife's trying to make me live to 100, I think. Yeah, we had Zed open for a little bit. I just have a really hard time getting off of VS Code. I just really, really enjoy it. For coding, at least. Wait, what do you mean? No command of, like, look at this. Look at this. Look over there. Over there. Surely there's a way to block this. Right? Like, look at that. Conversion failed at step identifying no command available. There's gotta be something to where we just omit that step. Right? You know what I'm saying? So then it'll just show. So, I mean, that's obviously something in our config is wrong. Why? That's what I'm like. We can fix that. That's the only thing I think I think is missing out of this setup. I mean, the rest of the setup is pretty rock solid. As much as I just ranted about how much Neovim is not consistent or it updates too fast, these are nice updates. They are good quality of life improvements, and I do like the feel of it. So don't take this as me just going, I'm never going to use Neovim. Of course I'm going to use Neovim. It's just, there's some frustrations there that I just wanted to vocalize. And once you do get this like ironed out, it's not that bad. And frankly, it's really nice and it feels good. You feel like a complete rock star when you use it properly. It's true. It's true. Yeah, we're going out together. I doubt that. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna kill myself first. Oh, I mean, not. Or don't take that the wrong way. That's not what I meant. I'm pretty sure. I'll end up dropping a barbell on myself. That's what I meant. Oh, gosh. All right. All right, let me think about this. All right, Magic K. Now, let's take a peek. Okay, for image rendering, missing GS, we're still missing MMDC for mermaid diagrams. Diagrams I don't see myself using very much. Although they can Hugo dot 120 revision 120 of Hugo does add mermaid diagram support. It would be pretty cool, and maybe in the future. So let's look. So GS needs Ghost script, I guess. All right. With Visual Studio Code being available on Linux, do you think Visual Studio will become available on Linux? I think so. I think that's definitely in the cards. Microsoft honestly has had a love of Linux for, gosh, a while now. And at first I was really skeptical about it. And most Linux people would be like, oh, it's just the triple E's and stuff. But honestly, they're kind of going all in, and they're open sourcing a lot of stuff. And they've made a lot of cross-platform capabilities with .NET, C#, hell, even PowerShell's cross-platform now. I don't see very many people probably wanting to use PowerShell in like Linux, but yeah, I totally see Visual Studio Community Edition going to Linux, and it's already in Mac, so I would imagine the conversion wouldn't be that difficult, and they already maintain so much Linux stuff that I see that in the future, for sure. All right, actually, let's close this. Let's quit. Oh, actually, let's go over to website again. Much better. Okay, cool. Yeah, that fixed it. It was just a dependency issue. Cool. God bless. Some of these images.
Yeah, well,
I really need to do better.
the
All right,
dude
cool.
abides.
Yeah, so it's just a check health thing. So yeah, no, it's perfect. The config on our Neovim's good. Thanks so much, Phoenix. Dealing with me, I tell you. Sometimes I just fly off the rails, so I do appreciate it though. So we'll see what happens with 0.12 as it comes out. I'm not gonna be like the first on board there. I think I'm gonna let that chill for a bit. Now, as far as workflows go, I gotta say, I've gotten Mac to as good as I can get for a workflow. And I don't know. I just can't quite get it to where I really like my Linux box. So I think we're going to jump off old Mac for the day. I wanted to look at my Linux box. What do I like so much in the Linux side of things that I just can't quite replicate on the Mac side of things? Let's pop on over to the other machine. Any minute now. All right, let's go over here actually. Okay. Oh. It's not on. That always helps. Kai, thanks for the sub, man. Oh, man. Do you think Microsoft is loving Linux now because they have WSL? So a lot of the Linux community loves to talk up WSL. Even the programming community likes to talk up WSL. But I have a background in mostly system admin stuff and quite a bit in scripting and some in programming. So a little bit of everything. And WSL is a bridge, essentially. It still feels awful. Don't get me wrong. But it's nice to have when you're in Windows to just reference things and be able to work as if you're in Linux. But Linux crowd, they never use it, so they're always like, oh, WSL, they're trying to extinguish. People are going to leave Linux to go use WSL on Windows. No, they're not. It's just awful. It couldn't be the worst. That's like a very common take I see, and it's an awful take because it couldn't be further from the truth. There's no sysadmin out there that's like, oh, I wish I was in Windows. I wish I was in... And there's no programmer that would do that either, especially when you have great window management. Like the window management of Linux is why you use Linux. I think a lot of Linux people are like, well, we have KDE and GNOME and Cinnamon. And fill in the blank of your favorite desktop environment. And frankly, all the desktop environments just feel like Temu variants of a Mac or Windows. Windows just does desktop environments better. So does Mac. These are not controversial takes. That's just the reality. KDE kind of sucks. It's a little buggy. It's close-ish, but it's not great. GNOME, even worse. Like, you install extensions through your damn browser. Like, come on. And then the other desktop environments can't even bother to make it look good out of the box. So let's not even talk about those. They look awful right out of the box. You can make them look good, but it requires a lot of tinkering. Or a decent amount of setup, I should say. If you know what you're doing, 10, 15 minutes, it'll look decent. But the fact that the developers don't even make it look good out of the box tells you all you need to know. So really, what's the appeal of Linux desktop is what the in result is here. And after messing around with this and doing social media and all this and talking to thousands upon thousands of people about it, probably millions and millions of people now if you count views, it's very obvious why you use Linux. You do it for the window management. If you're not going to use the window manager, I mean, I guess you could just roll Mint and just be like a crouchety old man or something. Yeah, I guess that works. But it doesn't feel good. Especially, that's why you use it, is for the window management, in my opinion. It's the only thing that keeps me coming back to Linux desktop, is the window management. To use Linux without window management, I feel like you just missed the whole point. I don't know. That's kind of my thoughts. Yeah. And like multiple displays, I mean, you just have a lot of issues with hardware. And that's the other thing I think a lot of Linux people just don't grasp. And there's probably two things I noticed most Linux users say. They're just short-sighted. And these two things are pretty easy to spot. Like if you talk to anybody that uses a bunch of different operating systems, we can pretty much tell you what's up. And here's what's up with Linux. And just Linux desktop users that only use Linux, right? Here's the problem they have. The first thing is they think I want to say it works on my machine. It's a hardware issue. So let me just pull up chat while I'm sitting here yapping. So the big thing with this is hardware is not well supported in Linux compared to Mac or Windows. You're going to have a better experience in general in both Mac and Windows when it comes to hardware. Mac, because you have to buy an Apple product to make it work. And then Apple makes sure that their specific hardware works great with their operating system. So they have a very, very walled garden, closed ecosystem. If it's not an Apple laptop / desktop, you're going to have problems, right? But if you do buy it and you spend that crazy premium, then it works pretty good. Windows, well, they've been around forever, and they support everything, and pretty much everything's built with a Windows PC in mind. So the hardware support over there is very good. Linux, on the other hand, nothing is made for Linux in mind. Linux has to adapt to essentially survive. And it's crazy it works as well as it does. But I say all that to be like, there's certain things that just don't work well in Linux. Hell, any Elgato product, those types of things. Things that have like really special niche use cases. I think like the Go XLR and some other ones. These things can get adapted. Like let's take the Elgato Stream Deck for a little bit. That's a good adaptation. Like there's open source projects to make them kind of work, but it's a hacky solution. Just because it does kind of work with the hack, it's still an inferior experience compared to the Windows counterpart. So most Linux people miss this. They just completely don't understand how bad Linux is in comparison when it comes to hardware compatibility and that out-of-box experience with that hardware. So that's the one thing. The second thing I think that most Linux users are just a bit short-sighted on is they get so used to the Linux experience, and I'm guilty of this too, so this is me just calling my older self out, that you forget how easy it is in Mac or Windows. There's times when I've had periods where I've used exclusively Linux for years at a time for everything, and my life was much worse when I did this. There's things that just Windows and Mac do better. And a lot of Linux people like to say, well, you can do anything on Linux. Well, true, pretty much. You can. But is it easier? And that, it really depends on what you're doing. And some things are just not. And I think that's the big thing that most going between it all. That's what you run into, you know? That's what people run into, and those are really the things. But once you get past all that, like you could build the big selling point for me in Linux, why I use it, why I'm always like, damn, I'm still, even after I got the little MacBook over here, I got a Windows desktop there. The thing that I always come back to be my mainly daily driver of Linux is just two things, really. I thought about it. I was sitting here going, this feels good. Nobody else has this configuration. I built this. It's mine. And it has all my sensibilities that I like in the way I use my computer. And I can't say that about Mac or Windows. There's always something I'm like, this is such a stupid decision and I can't change it exactly how I want it. Where in Linux you can if you have the time. So that's the thing I love about Linux. That's why I still daily drive it. Still my main driver and why I love it is that ability to do that. It's the freedom of it and the ability to tinker, and there's just so many different ways to tinker your system to make things work that it's like never ending. You never get to a spot where you're like, this is fine, I don't need to do anything else. It's just you're always chasing the dragon, and if you don't like chasing the dragon, Linux isn't for you. But if you do, it's pretty awesome. And I have periods of like lulls where it's like, I'm just gonna use DWM. It just works, and it's like still that everything I just said, but I don't have to necessarily chase the dragon. And I'm like, I need to get stuff done, so I will just stick on DWM when I do need to get to that stage. But then when I do want to go explore, I'll like install Hyperland and Wayland and all these other things people talk about, and that's fun to like explore. But it's a never-ending endeavor, and there's always things like my earlier rant on Neovim, and I'm like, how could anybody use this professionally? Everything just constantly changes. That is kind of the same chasing the dragon type of thing. You're never really going to have it. Yes, you can have a really solid config, but eventually you're going to probably have to evolve it a little bit. There's going to be a new package manager that you're going to have to use, and then you're going to have to change that. So you're going to spend hours of your time developing it, keeping that like personalized, exactly, hey, this is how I should be kind of feel. And you got to make peace with spending those hours of configuration doing it. Where if you just use Windows with VS Code, shit's pretty good out of the box. It checks all the boxes you need to do, and it works. But it's not yours. You're just another lemming. You're just another person using it. And that's kind of how I feel about it. That's kind of where I'm at. So I love them all the operating systems. Truly though, I do. There's good in all of them. It's just, God bless, some of the downsides to all of them are just ridiculous. Like Microsoft's bloat and security flaws is just everywhere. Yeah, the reason why Microsoft doesn't have a monopoly on operating systems anymore is because of Microsoft. Talk about a self-inflicted wound. That's why I always love shitting on Microsoft. They're just so easy. It's just like beating up the little kid at school. It's just like, here you go. He loves getting beat up. He did something stupid again. And you're like, hell, all right. What did they do? Oh, added spying on everybody again. Okay. That's just, that's just how it is. It's like people use Linux mostly. Like if we're being real with everybody that uses Linux, the reason why you use Linux is because Microsoft screwed you over somewhere is typically what's happened. It's like the same reason why Mac OS exists. Like most people just initially used Mac because Microsoft pissed them off so much they just needed to get some work done, and it just was like, oh my god, I had an update and I had to close my laptop, and then all of a sudden it got bricked while I was moving, and then I ran out of battery power. I just can't, I'm gonna move to an Apple. That's probably the same thing that's true there. So the reason why we're not all using Microsoft Windows is because of Microsoft. It's kind of hilarious when you think about it. They, like, don't get me wrong, Linux and Mac have their own like appeals, but by no means, like, at one time, like 99% of the world used Microsoft Windows, and they just threw it all away and continue to do so. That's the wild thing. It's like nobody up there like has figured it out. Oh, people use these other operating systems because we just are terrible to our users. And I mean, it's kind of funny because I think of it that way, but also I think of it from like a professional standpoint. I have made an entire career because Microsoft is just awful to its users, and I know how to fix it. That's pretty funny. I mean, people pay me to just essentially make Windows not suck as much, and that's been my entire like past 25 years I've been doing this. 25 years. That's wild. But it's true. That's wild. I think of all the money I've made in the last 25 years, and it's because Microsoft sucks. If I had to just sum it up in that, it'd be like, yeah, if they made this interface, oh my God. I'm like a wizard because I know how to set up DNS or DHCP in a Windows environment. Well, that's not actually that complex to set up in most environments. It's just Microsoft made it this convoluted mess. And I just figured out how to use it. They're just so bad at making everything. But they still have a monopoly, which is still kind of wild to think about. I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point. Just, ah. With it just works on Windows. Does that mean CPUs, GPUs, etc. are built and tested with Windows machines before they go on sale? Absolutely. That's exactly what it means. In many instances, the only system these guys are testing are Windows. The very first ones they're testing on are Windows. Windows still has like 70% plus of the market share, and the most important market share, not you peasant home users, but actual business users. Jeez, it's a way higher percentage of Windows users. So the market share that actually does matter, that has the money, that's who Microsoft cares about. It's not you or me. It's those business users. God, you better believe most of them are using Windows, or at least their systems are somewhat reliant on Windows. Yeah, and the 63%, I think it'll also, here's another funny thing, is, like, I'm a desktop computer user. This is probably a wild thing, because, I mean, I think most people watching me right now are desktop computer users. We're dying. It's just how the way of the world. In general, if you're not a hardcore PC gamer, a sysadmin, a programmer, I mean, even most programmers use laptops now, but most people don't even have computers anymore. Well, I mean, I guess if you count the smartphone, obviously that's something, but I'm talking actual computers. Like, we're all a dying breed. This is going away. Like, the actual desktop computer's going away. I mean, we're just like, well, we're all dying off, but this guy's dying faster. And that's what's happening. Like, it's just, the actual desktop computer user is just becoming less and less and less. It's not a growing industry. Population is still growing, but desktop computer users are just keep going down year after year. Combine all the desktop computer users, you see this massive fall off after about 2010 because of smartphones. So there is that to consider as well. We all are. Pretty soon, there'll only be a few people that really have a desktop computer. Hell, half the people probably watching this stream are on a damn phone. I don't have the stats in front of me, but I mean, and that's saying something, considering almost my entire audience is how to modify your desktop. So, there is that too. It's horrible. Gaming's in a weird spot. Talk about a whole different problem. Gaming. So many issues there. Like, yeah, consoles are easier to use. You console peasants out there with your expensive consoles, with your $80 games. Oh my gosh. Wow, talk about a messed up industry. Something that's just rotted out, and it's just the entire thing's corrupt. It's so bad. And I'm just like, where do you even begin? Like, from a hardware perspective, you have these two console makers, Xbox and PlayStation, right? Or the two consoles that dominate things. I guess you'd switch to a lesser degree if you look at portability. And they're just so greedy. They have the best interface. They don't have to near the problems of any kind of PC or any generic hardware would have. So they have this huge market and monopoly that they should absolutely cater to, but they can't because they're so greedy that they charge just stupid amounts of fees for everything. You want access to your friends to play online. Well, that's like $100 a year. You want to play this brand new game that comes out. Oh, that's $80 a year. Or $80. Or you can sign up for our Game Pass, and then that's $20 a month forever. And it goes away if you stop paying us, and then you lose access to all your games. It's just wild how bad that whole thing is. Like, they should have an absolute 100% dominance monopoly with consoles, but they don't, because they're just too greedy. And then you take into effect the PC gaming experience has gotten nothing but worse. Like, I feel bad for the generation coming up. Like, they won't know how good we had it. Like, go back 10, 15 years. That's like the golden era of PC gaming. I'd say probably 15 years is probably the golden era. And, man, it was so great. And now it's just, meh. Everything's like wrapped in DRM. Every damn game has a launcher. It's just an atrocious experience. You have like these battle passes and different cash grabs from the publisher. So all AAA publishers are pretty much terrible. It's just an absolute rotted industry that is just corrupt to its core. So you have like the software component side that's just awful. And then you have the hardware side that's just also equally awful. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have anything for you on that one. There's no real hope for you. There's no Linux coming to save the day on that one. You're just kind of screwed. Unless you play old games. Old games still work, but man, these new games. I mean, maybe indie dev design, I think, has an opportunity to really capitalize on this. Maybe. I guess that's, like, I always try and look for the bright spot, the hype for the future. The hope for the future, I should say. I think indie devs are the only thing that could save that entire industry. But I don't know. It seems so hopeless right now. Desktops every time. I can only game on my desktop for the most part. Yeah, I don't know. The packages are a little weird. That's the fragmentation of the Linux community. You can kind of learn the ins and outs of that, and it's not awful, but it is like a self-inflicted wound of Linux for sure. Yeah, and I stopped almost after, I don't know, after this whole stop killing games thing, and all those. I think the thing that kind of made me just say, man, I'm going to stop buying games for general is, one, I think older games just were better. And two, I don't buy games on Steam anymore if I can help it. I think there's going to come a day, this probably is going to set off some people, but I think there's going to come a day where Gabe Newell dies, right? The man's not in great shape. He's old. And quite a bit, he indulges himself as far as he's a bigger man. And that puts a lot of strain on your heart. He's going to die. And when that happens, what happens to Valve? It goes and probably gets sold off to some corporate entity. And then your entire game library is owned by some corporate shill. What happens then? I don't know. But we're all going to find out in probably 10 years, 5 years. I don't know. So I'm starting to kind of wean myself off of that. If I can't get something completely DRM free, direct, like a good old games, GOG, I think is where you should buy your games. I think you should own the games DRM free and not have them all in one. Relying on Steam, it's fine for today because, I mean, Gabe is an amazing individual. He's done so much for the open source and the Linux community. Don't get me wrong, I'm not appreciative of him. But there's gonna come a day where he's no longer there and we're all screwed. I just see that in the future. Could be 5 years, could be 10 years, could be 15 years. I don't know. You know? I just know that it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a big problem coming up. And we all need to see that ahead of time. We need to see the car crash before we're in the car crash. That's what I'm saying. What will happen to people's unplayed 500 game library? Well, that's not your library. That's your Steam library. And all that is a collection of licenses. You don't own those games. Those are owned by Steam. You just paid for the license. And that's Steam in a nutshell. You don't own those games. They are not DRM free. If Steam doesn't exist, you don't have those games anymore. So, yeah, you got to think about these worst case scenarios. I'm just saying. Yeah. It's a problem though. It's a problem, a real problem I think everyone's going to have. All right. If your desktop went away, would you game on console or handheld? Probably console, but I don't know if I'd even game at that point. Like, the problem with consoles and handhelds alike, I just don't see I just don't see how. One, I don't like controller gaming. Like, if I'm playing like a first-person shooter, I have to do it in keyboard and mouse. I just can't play on controller, and that's a big problem. I guess I could set up some kind of conversion to continue that, but it'd be like, is that even worth it? You do like some kind of Zen controller or something like that, but yeah. You can refund a game on Steam within 2 hours of buying it. And I think that pretty much works. Yeah, that's pretty cool. See, I think a lot of games you should use that too, the peer-to-peer approach, instead of having localized master servers, so they'll just live on, which is kind of cool. What do we got? All right. I do want to do a dashboard for Neovim. God, it's just been Neovim day all over the place, but snacks in Vim dash board. Okay. So option dashboard. Oh boy. I think what we'll do here. I kind of like that. more compact version of the files example. I think we do that section right here. Well, I don't think I ever played Broken Sword. Yeah, and I really do want to like games. Just, I don't know, just like a jaded old man. Just been taken advantage of too many times by the gaming companies to actually care that much anymore about upcoming games. Which sounds crazy to say. It is a little crazy. But I'm a little crazy. I feel like I could just use this compact example down here. But startup and header, I think that has to be declared somewhere. And maybe it's actually built into it and they just use a default. Let's see. So snacks dashboard, let's enable that and see what we get. Let's go Neovim. Let's go snacks actually. Oh, I like that. Okay, so then as far as snacks go, this is just setting the leader keys and such. But the actual declaring of what it uses. Dashboard. Let's go projects. That's there. Picker. So you have picker and these. I really dig this grep, by the way. This was a big upgrade from Telescope, just grepping everything. So here's your snacks config right here. Okay. So then we can just add dashboard. Oh, that's cool. If we look at dashboard 2, like enable true, theme dark, rounded. Let's see what the default is. Okay, that's the default. Recent files. Let's open up snacks again. Now for the theming of it. Hey Ashlyn, how you doing? Oh, we're having a pretty good day here. Been working on Neovim today. I don't know why. Hate myself. That's why. Your dashboard configuration goes here, or leave it empty and use the default settings below. Configuration. Okay. So that's advanced. Yeah. Recent projects. And then if we look at that, really like this advanced section. So I think we're just going to grab that, call it good, right? Let's see what happens. So you have that, sections, dashboard, And then I think we can just go back. Do that. So then you got section header. Looks like a live reload. Then we have our get section here. Then we can change around our header section. So if you're specifying header, I think you can do this all directly in here too. So if you look at this, you got sections. Yeah, so you can specify. So it'd be preset : and then you do header. Do something like this. Oh, that'd be kind of fun. Yeah, let's do it. Let's make it fun. So then before sections, let's go here. Yep. Okay. Now we have that. Now let's get some different ASCII code. I'm sorry, I'm just going. This has just been a train wreck of a stream. It usually is, though. Let's go with an ASCII art generator. These are just important things to do. 3D. I need a little bit more pop. I do like the 3D generation. ANSI, nah. Needs to be a little more sexy. Yes. Titus Vim. Ah, there we go. Perfect. Now, let's just take this guy. Yep. Ah, so close. All right, what do we got? Terminal failed. Color script command not found. Ah, yes. I think we're going to get rid of that color script command, actually. So if we look at color script, we have this section terminal, pane 2, padding 1. I think what we'll do, let's just get rid of that. And then how do we go back to the dashboard? Is there like a dash? No? I think there's a way to do that. I think it's like Lewis space and then dashboard. Okay, so now we've got that. Now let's just adjust that recent file to add more of a padding and a header. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. Yep. And keys, padding, but I think we can do padding on the top for the pane. Let's see what that looks like real fast. Okay, a little better. But let's adjust that down. Height. So, gap of 1, header. That's fine, but as soon as we get pane 2, we need this to be pane equals 2. Padding equals what, like 10? I think that's probably a little aggressive. Probably 8, actually. Wait, what? What? No. Oh, dang it. Oh, I just noticed something. You notice how my relevant... Oh, that sucks. I got rid of... I screwed up my related... Somewhere in my terminal, I guess that got flipped around. Oh, well. Lewis syntax error. Missing a comma. Yeah, so I have a relevant line numbers usually. Somehow I changed that. I don't remember doing that. Okay, so then we got recent files get status. That's wrong. It's close. It's close, but not quite. Yeah, don't forget your commas. You know me. That's why we got LSPs. Greatest thing ever. I don't know why we would specify the width or height. Can't we just do that? I feel like it should be 40. Better. What happens when we add another one? That's not so bad. Okay. Yeah, right at that is about where it should be. No more. No less. Okay. So let's go to a different project then. Let's go to website. So getting back here, I do like to get status and all that. That's fine. I'm just trying to think. What's the best way to do this? Relative line number. Okay, yeah. So inside of here, we have our snacks. And cool thing is, relative number should equal true. These are just commented out in the Lua. Oh, this is my older Lua. Let's yank that. And then let's go to init. But not this init. Let's go to my init. Oh, actually. I guess this is it. Oh. Okay. Well, anyways, that's back now. That's pretty good. This is feeling a lot better than it used to. It's just that initial shock where I was like, I don't want to. Yeah, we'll just uncomment the line. That's the easiest way. Thank you, Neovim, for having those just right there. Okay, cool. So now we've got that. Now we just got to access the dashboard. Which, how do you access it? Are we going to go an entire stream without using AI? Oh my god. Maybe. All right, how the hell do you launch it? So, what's the launch key? Command. Snacks dashboard icon. Find file. Telescope find file. Here's the dashboard config. Do not see a hotkey yet. What am I missing? Oh, that's kind of cool. Look at that. You have open PRs, open issues. Oh, I really like that. Dang. Oh, that's cool. I gotta do it. I'm on Linux right now, but we can bring this. We're flip flopping back and forth, so it's probably a bit maddening to watch. But what I try and do is I make everything universal. So whether you're Linux, Mac, whatever, it'll work the same way. So you got browse repo, action, git browse. Interesting. So this is just browse repo and it has all of that. Wow. We still didn't figure out how in the heck we're gonna do that. Notifications. What are the notifications? Man, that's just neat. I don't care who you are. That's just neat. Okay, so let's do this. I'm actually going to grab the rest. I'm going to keep kind of like do a bastardization of all of it, but I think we have enough space. So then you have this, and then you have the get function. Okay. So let's come back into snacks, which be right here. Now we're gonna go this whole thing right there. Let's paste it. Okay, that looks good. Now, you're probably thinking, how in the hell are you going to fix that, Titus? Easy. barely an inconvenience. We're going to go pane 1. Yep. I don't know if that pane's going to be there or not, but we're going to try it. If you look at keys and heading. Startup I might get rid of. Let's just see what that looks like. Oh, cool. Close. Close. Unknown command notify for GH. Really? Could also crash out on me. Need to tidy up those commands. So looking at the commands, let's go back into snacks. Okay. Tidy that up a little bit. Browse repo. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Great. Now, I did notice the repo's on the wrong side here. So, did I shortcut my browse repo? Ah, I did. Let's push that to pane 2. And now I just got to rebind my dashboard. So then we have our dashboard up here. All that looks gravy. Except for you had notifications, open issues, open PRs. What's that other one down there below open PRs? Oh, it's terminal. Okay. That's just the get status. So if there's something different there. Okay. That's fine. But also, I think we need a little bit of a header here. So for the header, me and missing them commas. All right. Oh, that's worse. Crap. Let's go to website real fast. What happens if I go there? No, it still doesn't switch it though. And we still have the mini sessions issues. Well, so the padding's no good. Let's get rid of it. We have these indents for recent files, projects. Center that title, it looks wonky. Yeah, I know. Do we even need the title? I think the title's bloat. It's bloat. Let's get rid of it. Alright, that's good. I like it. So for height, I think we got to change something there too. And before I forget all this, let's... What's the command to load the dashboard is the question. Alright, I said we were getting away from... Let's just ask old Jippity. Command to load snacks dashboard in Vim. So apparently you just do Lua require snacks dashboard and hit enter. Let's see what that looks like. So we're here. No. That's dumb. Stupid GPT. So we need to do open. Snatch. Okay. Yeah. I feel like that would work. So then it would be this. Maybe. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Stupid AI. The one time I use you in this stream, you don't give me what I need. We'll try old Google. Reddit to save the day. Wow. Okay. Let's do that. Seems legit. So let's go key maps. And we're going to go down to dashboard. All right, so it used to be alpha. This one's going to be this. It says undefined set. It's just a warning. So key maps need in function require. Just so I don't have to quit out and load it every time. So function. I don't know if we can combine all of that. Maybe we just need to put it all in one line. Maybe it's just very specific. Okay, no, it just fixed it for me, so. Huh. So it could be one of my add-ins here, I think, is auto-prettifying this, and I think it's actually breaking it on the key map. could be. Don't think you need... Oh! Thank you, Rux. That is definitely it. None of my keys are working. How strange. Can I go into... I can't even go into insert mode. Interesting. Oh, I'm on the wrong... I'm on the wrong computer, that's why. Alright, sorry. Alright, let's go. Right there. Now we should be good. Boom. Then when we go into snacks, back to here. Yes. Perfect. So now we can easily just flip back and forth and edit this. Okay, so now we have key section, padding equals 1. If we go padding equals 5, what does that look like? Better. Okay. So snacks. So when we're going through here, I feel like the padding should be like 15. And that edit I did to the get status makes it look all weird. So that's fine. Oh, but I gotta reload the plugin. Oh well. Huh? Did I put the padding on the recent files and not... Oh. Gosh, I am such a... Okay. I did, didn't I? Yes, I did. Of course I did. It's under keys. And the padding happens at the end. Okay. Best way to approach this. Alright, we'll just want one padding, which is fine, but I need to fix the header of this. I would do that with line 15, position left, okay. Ah, yeah, I got you. Yeah, there we go. Close. That just centered the text, though. Maybe I make... I think I'm going to take out notifications. Browse repo, push that up a little bit, and then we specify the height at 30 or 40? 40 probably. So, or no, width is 40 right now, so maybe we can go height 50. And then we can also change... I do like the browse repo, but I think what we're going to do is actually take this. Let's put the browse repo in pane 1. And then for pane 2, you got notifications. But I kind of want to just take that Okay. Ah, crap. Yep. Nope. All right. There we go. So, reload. There we go. That's perfect. So now we have it centered a little bit because I didn't specify the height, so it was just taking up the entire screen, and if it does that, it's just always going to put it at the very top. That makes sense. For the header, though, I kind of want that to span both panes. I kind of want some kind of header. I'm getting nitpicky. Getting very nitpicky here. I do like it though. Okay, so we've got that. Let's do an update. Loads pretty fast. We have our open issues, open PRs, get status for this. Yeah, it's working. Just not 100% sold on it. Kind of want some kind of flair. But a giant header and ASCII text is not the flair I'm looking for. It's just wasted space. Just maybe like a border. What do we have for options? We do have a border rounded theme dark. But yeah, I'm good. I'm good with this. We can easily come in. We can do our things. We can move around. We have different projects we could pull in. What happens when I go into here, though? Oh, wait. What happened here? Invalid window. Expected Lua number. Stack traceback. This is weird. So does this take it back to where it was opened, or does it actually change the directory? I don't think it does. I think it... No, yeah, no, it did switch it to website. Okay, cool. So yeah, once you switch it and open up a file, it automatically switches all the git stats on the right-hand side. So that tells me if I go to like the book, let's see what we're at there. What is this though? Dashboard.lua 28 invalid window expects Lua number stack traceback. What did I do here? Yeah, you know me. This is just odd here with the dashboard Lua. And maybe it's how I reload things. It's fine when I do that. But as soon as I go outside of it and I go into a project, that's a problem. So that tells me it's something in here under projects, search projects. This FP is a little different. But let's say we're here and I want to switch projects. I go down to website. It's fine then. But if I exit that, we have a problem. So it's something with dashboard snacks. Is it the get status that's causing the problem, you think? And now we have this weird pop-up. That dashboard is not working all that well. Maybe that spawning we using color picker is the main issue here. Maybe it spawns the terminal, much like my Mac util is currently having problems because if you don't pre-spawn the terminal, it has issues. Maybe when it goes to run git, it has a problem with it. Could be. Huh. Yeah, let's comment it out and see if the problem persists. Agreed. I mean, git status is not like the end of the world. It's one of the nicer, though. Oh, hell. There we go. Let's go to a bigger repository. Yeah, same problem. Yeah, I think that dashboard's just kind of jank. Yeah, just it's a bit buggy. Yeah, I just don't get it. Well, shucks. After looking at it, kind of tinkering with this, there's some promise here, but I don't think it's a good idea. Implementation of it is not great. Let's just dump that. Let's go to key maps. Let's get rid of that. Pull back alpha. Then let's go to plugins. this one. Alpha. Seeing what it would make. Where's old GitHub getting this? Hobind. Hotind. What? Where did AI steal this one from? Sorry, I've just completely gone off the reservation on this stream. But AI just made this up? I kind of want to see it. Oops, sorry. Let's go. Oh, I don't think I did a config. Let me go to my old config file. I'm not going to rewrite the whole thing. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I gotta say, it's just odd. I was curious where it stole all this information from. Like, at the end of the day, like, most people don't realize on AI, like, this last video where I was like, oh, I use it as a tool to look up things, and just think of it as like a Google, essentially, is how I Google with, like, autocorrect, right? It's essentially how I think of AI LLMs. And I keep seeing these comments. It's usually by the AI hype bros that are like, oh, AGI is coming, or oh, it's gonna grow exponentially from here. And I'm like, man, there's two massive problems with AI that I see. Is one, they're running out of data to ingest, and two, they don't have energy to grow exponentially from here. So I think we'll still see improvements, don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, it's just, I think we're getting close to the top, the peak, and everyone's just overestimating things. But yeah, that's why when I was sitting there, I was like, oh, where did it steal this from? Because at the end of the day, AI isn't thinking, it's not grabbing stuff, it's a giant thief of everyone's content that you can search. Essentially, that's what you can say about Google, too, and as a search engine. It's always been that way. It just referred to the actual artist that made the content. It's the only difference between the two, in my eyes. So, yeah. Anywho. You know what? We're just going to copy this. I don't feel like messing with this much longer. Yeah, it's definitely a bubble. For sure. 1000%. Alright. Well, that was fun. But, yeah, at the end of the day, I just need it to work. This works. I know that Snacks has a built-in dashboard, and I probably could have redone this and make it look better and everything, but whatever. My little alpha dashboard works just as good. And it's not buggy. It doesn't look as cool, though. I'll give you that. Eventually, I'll probably switch back to snacks, though. What do you think about Debian 13? Let's look. What is new in Trixie? They're going to start running out Toy Story names soon. Official support for RISC architecture, sweet. HTTP boot support. Okay. Debian progressed towards reproducible builds. And then we got some package bumps here. Ugh. Am I the only one that hates GIMP 3.0? I absolutely just won't use GIMP 3.0. I just keep installing 2.10.38. It's like just my happy, perfect zone. I don't know what they did in GIMP 3. It just feels awful to me. Package upgrades. Okay. That's pretty much it. Same old Debian, just slightly newer packages. Cool. Maybe the install probably got a little better. Okay. Well, neat. And if you have RISC architecture, you can also install Debian now. It's not bad. Oh, I'm sure the GNOME version. What was the? Let me look at the versioning real fast. Where was that? GNOME was not on here. Neither is KDE. Okay. Linux kernels going from 6.1 to 6.12, which 6.12 is actually pretty good. A happy medium. I've really enjoyed it. What am I on? Six dot 15. Yeah, so the workflows definitely did get improved by this, like specifically oil, file browsing. Once I've like remapped all my hotkeys, dashboard I kind of wanted a little bit better. I saw like the potential of doing like the get status, get open items. That would have been neat as a heads up, but just didn't quite pan out. The thing I think I'm struggling the most with Neovim right now, when I look at it, and maybe chat can tell me what I'm doing wrong. So let's say I'm working on a project. Let's say I'm in the linutil project, right? I struggle with multi-files. Like, I really like seeing a tree, and as I see a project like way bigger and more modular, especially larger projects, I have a hard time picking up Neovim. And I'm trying to figure out why. Sometimes I don't know the file I'm going to go to, maybe. And I always end up reverting back to like a VS Code because it just once I hit so many files, like if I know the file, no problem. I'll just go right in here, just be like, hey, I need to pull up Brave, pull it up. And then if I need multi-file, I'll do the same thing, come back into here and say, hey, I needed Alacrity. And then I got Alacrity and Brave, and I can go back and forth, right? I get that. But for whatever reason, my brain, I guess, is just having a hard time using this workflow. Why? Maybe I'm just not smart enough. Maybe that's it. I don't know. It's just like, once it hits a certain size, I'm just like, I just want to use VS Code. And I don't have a good reason, I don't think. Other than the fact, my brain struggles to cope, I guess, when it's not in VS Code and the project hits a certain size. Now, like small config files or just a big file I need to search through, Neovim, 100%. But bigger projects, man, I don't know why. I think so. I think it is like the tree-like sidebar of VS Code. What makes... Oh, God. Flashbang. Whoa. Sorry. That was weird. I don't even know what that is. Anyways, so what makes this more appealing to me to work in when I have a large project? Why does this feel so comfy? And this feels so foreign? I obviously can move around. And let's say I'm like, okay, I need to edit the Rust file. I guess I could... Okay, so the smart search is not what I want. So maybe pull up oil. And then I'm like, okay, I got it over here. Let's go back. Okay, well... It just doesn't feel right. I don't know why. I'm trying to vocalize and just figure that out. Where this is like, okay, I got all this, and I got the huge tree view. Maybe I like the tree view? Do you have a full cloud init config for your whole Arch install? RPA, I think I just do a basic server install, and I always I haven't found like an install that's what I'm doing 100% of the time, every time. So no, not really. A lot of times it was like, I'm just gonna reinvent the wheel. Although this, I have enjoyed this. I do publish all my .dot files on the GitHub repo. And I don't use Vim bindings in VS Code, no. I think it is the tree disappearing when I make a wrong selection. There's some kind of comfort to that. But I just can't put my finger on it. It's just... Sometimes I'm over here and I like to use my mouse and scroll. And go, nah. Sometimes I don't know exactly what I'm looking for. I mean, it's definitely a skill issue. I just can't figure out what skill it is I'm missing. Maybe I'm just too old. I don't know. You have a mental model of the product when you see the structure. I think so. Maybe go to a tree format. Can I do a tree format and just always have it up? And then just go back and forth? It feels inefficient, though. And I get... And maybe... I know the age thing I jokingly say about that, but... Maybe it's I just used a mouse for... I was single digits, probably 6, 7, when I touched my first PC. So we're talking damn near 40 years of my life of using keyboard and mouse. So maybe I just need the mouse, or at least I think I do. There's a block there. There's some kind of roadblock or resistance that I'm just encountering with Neovim over and over and over again that I don't run into when I like SSH into. So like Neovim feels amazing when I'm headless on a remote server. I love it. Even stock, like no add-ins or any of the flair that people use. But it feels a little wonky, especially on big projects on my main PC. That's the best way I can explain it. Dual pane Vim. I know, that just feels so wrong. Oh, this guide's presentation is all white slides. Blind. Oh, that's great. All right. But overall, we've gotten it there. Like, this feels good. Neovim feels good. As good as I can make it. But let's look at the picker file, like the snacks. Like the snacks in Vim. Let's go to docs again. What's the file explorer look like? So the file explorer looks something like that, which would be very VS Code-esque. So you could just do Explorer, toss that in there. So then you got the Snacks Explorer open, so you could go open, close, open, close. Man. Maybe. It might be it. It just doesn't feel like that would be... Oh, it lets you click around like VS Code. All right, let's put that in. Let's put that in. I want to use it more instead of constantly going to VS Code for my stuff. So let's go back to snacks, right? And let's go to Options Explorer. And, oh, shoot. Okay, so we got Explorer enabled true. Now I need to bind that key. So if we look at the keys, I want to do like an FE Explorer open. So something like, okay, God bless it. What happened? The autocomplete is on just out of control here too. Undo. Okay. Okay. Try this again. Oh. I'm a lost cause. Just a total lost cause here. All right, so we got FF. Pick our files. What if we go here? No. Whatever. I'm just gonna go. And then we need That's such a weird autocomplete there. Let's go FE. Yep. And then we're gonna go with a Explorer. Open. Okay. So to me, that makes sense in my little brain. You can click this. Okay. That feels all right. Ooh, I wonder. Now you can't go up, can you? No, you can't go back. But that's okay. If I wanted to go to another project, let's say I go website, and I wanted to go like do that and be like, oh, you know, I need something else. I think it was in content. Let's say AI dot markdown. Can you use asterisk? Maybe it's regex. So for like a backslash dot asterisk. Yeah, I don't know that there's a wildcard there, but it does show everything, so that's pretty. I like that. I think that's a good addition. Maybe that's what we need to do. How does that conflict with oil? No, so I still have oil capabilities. We can still pop up oil when we need to. We still have our dashboard, and then we also have Explorer. So I can go back there. I can pull up my recent projects. So I have everything at my fingertips, and in about 5 or 6 different ways of doing each thing. Oh, I just don't know what I'm gonna like. Got all the different stuff. So there's a lot of extra workflows we added, but I think I feel like that's the best option we can get. I got the GUI option. I've got a tree view. We have oil, so we can do some kind of really quick deletion, addition kind of movements. We have grepping, so we can search inside all of our files in the current parent directory. We have Git project searches, so we can switch our working directory to something different that we've recently worked on. And we have fuzzy finding, so we can search through it all in a variety of different methods, whether it's root, general, or doing it through tree view. That's pretty much everything. I mean, if I can't navigate now, then I'm just a giant idiot that can't never navigate. So yeah. Which chair do you use? I think I got like a $200 Amazon chair. I gotta say, I'm not really happy with it. I feel like my posture's gotten a lot worse since using the chair. So, I don't know. I think my wife has a yoga ball in there. I saw Primogen using a yoga ball, and I was like, is that really a thing? I feel like I'd just be hunched over all the time. But I'm pretty much that now, so it's like, how much worse could it get? I guess I could try it, see. much like I'm just doing the scattershot approach on trying Neovim and kind of making all these different workflows to be as functional as possible. The chair, man. I have a feeling I kind of know the solution here. And I don't think I like this solution. So the solution I have, and this is just me with enough wisdom in offices and sitting at a computer for decades. I think I know the solution, even though I don't want to know the solution because it's expensive. And I think the solution here is go stop being such a cheap ass like me and just getting a $100, $200 office chair off Amazon and go spend some real money and buy like a Harman Kardon chair or whatever that stupid one is. Stupid expensive office chair that's like a $1,500. It's like going and buying a mini car. That's probably the proper solution here. Herman Miller, that's it. Thank you. Herman Carter. I'm just making stuff up. I feel like that's probably the solution, but I'm too cheap to actually accept that as the solution. Yep. Packet creeper. Herman Miller is the way to go. My back problems went away. I'm pretty sure you guys are all right there. I mean, how much are a Herman Miller chair? Let's look. Let's look at an office chair. That's why I'm kind of like, I want to try the yoga ball. It's one I already have one. And it's the cheapest shit ever. It's like a $10, it's like a $5 solution to a $2,000 problem. God bless it. Herman Miller, do you need ad blocking off? What? I'm still having problems with my internet, I think, actually, in this computer. Well, I think I might have DNS issues on this one. Huh. Let's just go Google. Herman Miller office chairs. Shopping. All right, there's your Herman Miller office chair. I guess the problem I have with the Herman Miller office chair is this. They look so incredibly basic. Like, why? Why is that $2,000? Like, look at how basic that thing looks. That's $2,000. That's $1,500 for that little thing. Looks like a $50 Walmart chair. So that's my problem with that. The Herman Miller chairs are just ungodly expensive. I guess you could get a used one. But alas. Yeah. I don't know. Does chat have any other suggestions? Because I just have a hard time spending that kind of money. That kind of scratch on a chair. And see, everyone says this about Herman Miller. Like, there's already been 4 or 5 testimonials in chat saying, Herman Miller, I bought it. It was really stupid expensive, but my God, my back problems went away. It was the best chair I've ever had. It's just worth doing. I've heard nothing but that. That's why, I know the solution. I just don't want to accept it. Literally go to Craigslist. It's true. People still use Craigslist? I thought it was all Facebook Marketplace and crap now. Yeah. From what I heard, posture is king. Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, on Thursday's stream, let's we're gonna work on posture. I'll try and do a stupid yoga ball. Do the Primogen just because it's cheap and I don't want to go buy a Herman Miller. And then after you all sit there and laugh at me for about that stream's length, I'll go get a Herman Miller chair. That's what's gonna happen. I can see into the future. But maybe, just maybe, we'll see. And push-up redemption. Yeah, Enron. Yeah, gaming chairs are pretty awful. I've gotten a couple gaming chairs, and they're fine for like an hour or two, but no, you just can't use a gaming chair for 8 hours of work. It's just not doable. You gotta have like a legit office chair. Don't ever use a gaming chair for like coding work or extended sessions. You're gonna have a bad time. You're just gonna have an awful time. So yeah. All right, y'all. All right, let's drop off all YouTube and we'll see. Maybe? No? All right, well, let me adjust.